All right, we are live. See if somebody in the comments can give us a "we can hear you." That would be fantastic. See if we can get some feedback.
We don't want feedback. We just want to hear from
somebody. Just Damien just said, "Here we go." So
that was before.
I don't know if that's a sound check. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was a sound check. I think that was in there first before we got started.
Yep,
there
cool.
you go.
Let's see, we can hear you.
Yeah, nice. Okay, all right, guys, welcome to ManCave Collectible Reviews. I've got some friends with me here. I've got Mr. Sintastic, Oleg. We've got SentriTMC for the first time on one of my live streams, and then we've got the old staple of the live stream, ZacJacDan.
What's up?
So yeah, no jersey. Yeah, we apologize for that. I begged him today to be part of this, and he had things that was more important than us, apparently.
A resident boy toy.
So yeah, how's everybody doing? Oleg, what's going on, man? What's been going on in your life? What are you collecting? What are you picking up?
Not much. I apologize that I already finished my dinner, man cave. So.
Oh, you didn't have your sushi to share with us?
I know you're looking forward to watching me eat my sushi, but I already.
No, it was. I really was.
What am I collecting? What am I doing? I'm going out like always and not buying a whole heck of a lot right now. Like a whole heck of a lot of nothing out there right now.
Yeah.
I love that you're saying that because look at this. It's just shipping to me like crazy.
Well, that's the thing. Everything's been shipping to me and it arrives in the stores like 2 months later and it's everything that I already, if I wanted it, I already have it.
Is that you do have a pile of loot on yes, you do know that, right? Or is that all expiring pile of loot?
Oh no, I got a pile that's coming right now too. So yeah, this is crazy stuff going on right here.
Yeah,
am I the only one that doesn't do pile of loot? I just let everything trickle in as is.
Yeah, Oleg doesn't know how to use that pile yet.
No, I do, but I have no patience. I don't want to wait for anything.
Yeah.
He goes and does this massive unboxing, this massive box, and he pulls out one little Star Wars Black Series.
Well, yeah, they do send stuff ridiculously like that sometimes. So,
Sentry, what you doing, man? What you collecting? What you picking up lately?
Out in retail stores, similar to I mean, I would say not much, but I mean, there's plenty out there for me just with Motu alone. So Motu, I was very excited to find the McFarlane Dragons continuation of that line.
Ooh,
very happy to see that in stores. Yeah, that was exciting. That's gonna go.
I saw that the other day.
Hey, is there a lot of articulation on that, or is it just like a statue?
No, it's mostly like a statue. I mean, I think similar to the original line, but I mean I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't feel like dragons need to do one-handed handstands and do also crazy splits and stuff. So I'm happy it's just sitting in the middle of a Mythic Legions display or something.
What is that?
That works for me.
What is that going to scale with? That's what I was trying to figure out. What does that scale with?
It's a good question. I mean, I'm going to scale them with my 6-inch figures. I think they'll be fine with that.
It's too small to like go with the 6-inch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, I mean, like I guess 3 3/4. I was tempted to put my Clouth statue with my Mythic Legions display, because that thing's close to 30 inches tall. That might be a little too big. Something in between. I feel like if the dragon maybe was like McFarlane Dragons, maybe it was like 5 inches bigger. That might be perfect. Taller.
Yeah, it looked amazing though.
So real quick, guys. So tonight we're going to kind of do a Q&A with our folks who are joining us as well. So we've already got one question up. So ZacJacDan, I'm going to let you lead off because you've cataloged all this in a spreadsheet somewhere. So let's go around the board here. What age were you when you started collecting?
So my son was 3, so that would have been 16 years ago. How old was I 16 years ago? I'm not a math man. Oh my goodness. 28. I was 28 when I started.
All right.
28. Right?
Technically, I was actually 20 because I was secretly shipping stuff from eBay. I was doing a lot of old vintage. I was doing the Century thing, getting a bunch of the old vintage stuff back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was technically 20 right before I got married. And I took all that stuff and just stuffed it in the closet so my wife wouldn't know anything about it whenever we got married. And then 3 years later, I pulled it all out. She's like, what is all this? It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I collect toys.
So 20. Century, what about you?
First grade.
First grade?
Yeah.
Oleg?
I mean, I guess it depends how you look at it. Like, I've been collecting and playing with toys since, like, Century said, like, first grade.
Same
but
for
that's, me. Kid stuff when you're a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, as an adult, when I started really collecting, it was right after I got out of college in 1998. So, what is that, 24 years?
It was when you had the adult money start rolling in.
When I started to really get a credit card.
That's dangerous. I'm much like you guys. I don't know if I would consider what I did when I was, first grade. I had plenty of toys then.
Right.
I don't know if I consider that collecting or just playing with toys.
You
but
trashed them back then, so I wouldn't say that's collecting.
them.
I
Yeah.
say first grade because I think I played with my toys for sure, but I even then collected my toys more than I played with them. I enjoyed
definitely
collecting
was like
them,
that
displaying them. I didn't want anyone to touch them. If you come over, don't go
Wow.
near them.
Wow.
I've always been like that.
That's
So,
awesome.
And those things that I collected, in first grade, I was introduced to Playmates Turtles, and I was introduced to He-Man
Mhm.
and Masters of the Universe. So those are the same exact things that I'm collecting now. So that's why I say, and it never really changed.
Yeah.
Interest levels may have fluctuated over the years, but I've never stopped collecting. I mean, it's with action figures, it's ramped up maybe in the last like 6 or 7, 8 years. But I've always had them while I was doing other things, collecting other things, involved in whether it's gaming and collecting. I feel like those go hand in hand for me. But that's why it's never really stopped for me.
Why is JB in the chat?
So JB will be joining us eventually. He's at an event, and then he'll be here.
He's paying close attention to that event. It sounds like.
So yeah, I guess we all started young, but I can definitely say when I was nothing like Century as far as that. That's impressive. You don't see a lot of guys that age.
I think it's weird, but
display.
It's probably
I
weird.
was kind of like that to a degree because I was spoiled. I basically grew up as an only child.
Yeah.
My brother wasn't born until I was 15. So I had a room that was a dedicated toy room.
Oh, wow.
And I had everything displayed similar to how you have it displayed behind you. Everything was on shelves, set up really nicely.
Yeah.
I didn't have just like a toy box of stuff. Like all the He-Mans were with the He-Mans and Superpowers. The wrestlers were in an area and they were all stood up and displayed. And then when that little bastard was born, I had to give up the room. And
that's awesome.
That was that.
So I definitely didn't have that. But on the one little shelf that I did have, I just like to have my stuff displayed. I think the biggest thing for me was I'm OCD, so I didn't, even as a very young child, I didn't want like paint scuffs. I didn't want nicks and dings on my figures. I didn't want broken pieces. I remember when my parents bought, and they wouldn't buy me both of them, but when Tyco Toys put out the Crash Dummies toy line in the early to mid 90s, they bought me the red test car, not the blue one. Everyone got the blue one. I had the red one, and I was playing with it outside with one of my buddies one day, and threw it into a wall. The tires explode and they fly off, both sides of the car, and I lost one of the wheels, and I was, devastated. So my mother wrote Tyco, and in the mail, like 5 or 6 weeks later, felt like an eternity, we got a wheel. I got a replacement wheel, but it didn't come with the decal. It didn't come with the sticker. And I couldn't deal with the car anymore because I had 3 tires with stickers and one without one. And that bugged the crap out of me. And I was like 9. So and I couldn't get over it.
You bought a car that's supposed to break apart and you lost a piece of it. I mean,
Well, also I was outside in my defense on a balcony, and it just I don't know where it went, but yeah, I mean that bothered me as a kid. I mean that shouldn't bother children, I feel like, but it bothered me.
I think everybody that collects as an adult, we must have had some kind of dramatic experience. And
yeah, that was traumatic for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the toy realm, within the toy realm, that was a traumatic experience for me. But I've always been weird like that, and just weird period. But, yeah. Even with magazines, it's like I could be the only one to flip through them. My Edge magazines, I had those like the medieval weapons like magazines, and some of the other stuff that I had too. It's just like no one could tell. I didn't want anyone to. My Lego display, my buddy one friend would come over and just like try to destroy like the mock stuff that I would set up, and I'm just like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, avalanche, bam, bing, bing, bomb. And I'm like, no. Let's talk about it happening. Let's not actually.
Did you have like the full city displayed everywhere with your Legos?
No, I mean, like I didn't have something that vast, but for what I had, I would just create like a little hospital. Like back then, what I would do and like my friends would do, we would like build structures that had like open roofs, so you could like look inside and see what's going on in there. And that was like, I don't know, I loved that. So I would create these little displays like that. And one of my buddies would come over and just like, he wanted to play, and I didn't want to do that. It's like, I just spent forever building this stupid thing, and now you want to trash it in 2 seconds, So, yeah, so I've always been like weird like that.
All right. So Sentry, take this question here. He wants to know if we collect 3.75, which I do. Yes. I'm aware you do. I think Oleg may collect. Do you collect 3.75 Marvel Legends?
I don't. I'm not a completionist with them, but I get like some of my favorite characters. I probably only have about 10 of them.
Okay. All right. So
I know JB's got his too.
So Sentry, what's a character you'd like to see made that we've not seen yet?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about that.
I just thought of one because I just think it would be cool. We need more X-Men. I think Sabretooth would be cool.
I'm going to tell you,
I'm glad we got those.
These are awesome.
Sabretooth would be cool, yeah.
These are so. I'm up to 3 of these, and I don't know if I'll stop at 3, but you can do 3 at least and have them completely look different. Each one of them because of the different blast effects, the spare head. So you can do up to 3. So I'm all in.
Yeah.
A character that I personally would like to see would have to be. I need Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would say Deathlock for me. Deathlock would be cool to see.
Deathlock would be cool. Yeah.
I think that Ghost Rider that they announced looks kind of cool.
I was just going to say, like, I would have wanted that, but we're getting that, thankfully. So, and I think that looks great. And hate to beat a dead horse, but it would be even cooler. And I would have bought a second one if it had a window where I could see the damn thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have bought 2. I would have kept one in box for that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys know me. I'm not much of an in-box guy, but I would have kept one for sure in box. But whatever. But that does look cool. That does look good.
Damien, I'll tell Zach he's going to be home for Thanksgiving, so we'll get to see him. He's doing really good in college.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
What's up, Jedi Hunter?
Yeah, we got
Rolando's in the house. Everybody's here.
Yeah, all right. So I don't think we got to ZacJacDan. So what have you been picking up and collecting?
Man, I got everything. I got the Thundercat Super 7. I got the TMNT Super 7. TMNT NECA. Man, it's crazy because I feel like I just expanded to these other collections like a year ago because it was just Marvel Legends before.
I remember that.
And now I got DC. I got Star Wars. I got G.I. Joe Classified. Thunder. They're just, the whole room is just full of everything else except for, this tiny little section of Marvel Legends now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten so many Turtle Super 7s lately where I feel like I got to get rid of my NECA ones.
Well, ManCave did, and I think Sentry did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's just I
think it just depends.
Now it's just doubling up on the same characters because NECA was kind of ahead of them on like the deep dive characters.
Yeah.
But Super 7's catching up.
Yeah.
I think
they're so different for me.
Yeah, well, they are different. One's based on the cartoon and one's based on the original toy line. So I think it just depends on what you prefer. I mean, for me, I just didn't. I love the original Playmates design. So
same.
for me,
Same.
it turned into an easy choice. But I will say, even with that, I think this last wave, whatever it was, wave 8 or something, I think that's a solid wave overall. But the last couple have been kind of, and I still don't get, like, we haven't gotten a pizza face yet. Like, there's still some characters that I'm surprised we haven't received.
Don't you think though? And that's just what I'm thinking. They know like pizza face is a big one, so they're kind of spreading those, what I would almost consider A-list figures out. You know, they don't want to spend all their cash right up front, you know, and then we got nothing but D-listers for the next 3 years, you know.
I hear you on that. I get that totally, but then I still think it's way too soon for like the robot stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would love a Token Razor in Super 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely coming.
We'll
that might be in
definitely
the
get
pizza
them.
face. That might be in the All-Star wave. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, that's definitely coming. All right, so ZacJacDan, I'm gonna let you take this question. If money and space were not a problem, what toys would you want to own?
And I think I'm taking this question because I got the smallest man cave.
Yeah, you're right. You definitely could answer.
And I spend the least amount of money to you guys, so
what would you
I would
like
actually go vintage GI Joe vehicles.
Strong.
Because that's huge. I love my GI Joe vehicles. I don't like 3 3/4 anymore. I like the 6-inch scale, but I still think I would love to go with the vehicles for
Get yourself a flag.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Thor Golden Club. Here we go. Hey guys, love everyone's channel. Sentry and ManCave are faves. Do you love your figures more when they are new or over time, or do you go back and look at your toys and enjoy them, or just put them up? Oleg, take this one. What do you think?
I kind of enjoy them more over time. I mean, I get that initial excitement when they come and when you like pre-order them and stuff, and when you find them in the store and they come in the mail. But then they kind of go off to the side. But then over time, I just find myself sitting in my man cave and just like looking at everything. Like I have like piles of stuff, and it's just, and I'll get lost in doing that literally for hours.
Yeah,
and not even know where the time went. And like,
I
that's
could,
really where the true, I think, enjoyment like.
I could actually see you getting lost in your man cave.
Like, I've gotten to the point where like I can't even really walk. I have to like turn to the side, and I'm doing like the Scott Hall, like it's ridiculous. Like
awesome.
My belly's like knocking over, Galactus, and awful.
All right, Sentry, talk to us about budget here. Do you guys have a budget that you spend on your collection? How do you keep that in your brain? Do you keep up with what you spent that month, or do you just buy what you want?
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, everyone, I would suggest everyone should have a budget or an idea, a number in mind that you allocate to, disposable income for this stuff. And I do. And for me, it is not the actual number itself, but I think a big primary driver in what I spend or how much I spend is understanding what I'm collecting, where my real interests lie, and not to be all over the place so I don't, overspend my budget.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like for me, and everyone goes about these things differently. For me, it is important that I have my own sort of collecting and collector rules that I set for myself. I think one of the challenges for me also with not having a display the past couple of years is not being able to visually see the depth of what I have or how I even have it displayed, and whether I want to go deeper with one line and less with another. So I kind of have to base things off of just, what I see, what some of these toy makers are simply just doing and literally putting out there on shelves. But overall, yeah, I think for me, it's just like having a vision. What drives it is the vision for my collection, obviously within the number for my budget.
Yeah.
I think the vision for my collection drives how much or not I spend of that budget, on a weekly or monthly basis, if that makes sense.
And it rolls over, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, it rolls.
Yeah. We're not even going to ask. We're not even going to talk to Oleg about budget. That's ridiculous. There is no budget. There's. It's by everything.
I was going to say. I mean, I you want me to lie?
No, that's why I wasn't even going to put you on the spot right here. All right, ZacJacDan, we got a question here, and I'll ask: did any of you guys actually collect Dino Riders growing up?
I did. I did.
Me as well. I did as well. ZacJac, did you have any of those?
Nope.
Never had none of those. So, what company? This will just be an open question then. What company would do these guys justice?
I'm going to say Mattel, probably, right? Since they're already doing the dinosaurs with the Jurassic, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Beast of the Mesozoic. You know, I'm not sure if that's the name of the company, but they're already doing like a cyber line. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I just don't have the, it doesn't have the riders with it.
Was that Spiro?
Is that the company's name that does that? Beast of the Mesozoic. What do you think? What do you think, Sentry? Who out there could do those justice?
I mean, I think I'm with ZacJacDan here. I think at least for any Dino Rider, I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go Mattel. If you wanted something more, designer or upscale, I think you can. I think I'd be happy with Super 7, really, or even Storm Collectibles. Not that that would be their thing, but I just based on their body of work, I could see Super 7 though.
Yes,
I could see Super 7 doing them.
Creative Beast Studio.
Creative Beast. Okay.
And then isn't and Megalopolis, the
Premium DNA.
Premium DNA, yeah. Sold through day. I could see them doing it.
Yeah.
That I think I could see them more than Super 7 even.
Was Mattel the original license holder on those?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was Mattel back in the day. Okay, I couldn't remember who it was. Obviously, as a kid, we didn't care.
Should be Mattel. Yeah.
I got you. Cool. All right, let's keep moving here.
It would actually be cool to see Dino Riders be redone the same way Mattel's doing Motu now, where it's just like you just make them. You keep the original design and inspiration. You just make them better, and you evolve it. While staying true to the original line. I would love to see that. Yeah.
All right, here's a line that we've all put some money into. What's your thoughts about classifieds doing a whale? That was a popular toy back in the 80s. So ZacJacDan, lead us off here. You're a big G.I. Joe guy. What do you think?
With the price that Hasbro just showed us on that stupid little car for Ghost Rider, we're talking $750 to $1,000 for a whale.
Yeah.
So I'm saying no. I'd love to see it, but I'm saying it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Where would you put the whale?
It'd have to float in the bathroom, right?
I have to be float somewhere with ample room. Yeah. That would be really cool, though. That would be cool.
Yeah. What do we think? Do you guys have any idea what the next classified HasLab will be?
I think they're going Joe instead of COVID this time. So
let's say Joe. What's your guys? Let's get all three of you guys' predictions on the next classified vehicle.
Does it have to be G.I. Joe?
That's the topic, so I figured we'd say G.I. Joe. But if you think they're going a different route, what do you think it'd be?
I think they're gonna, because the Ghost Rider failed. I think they're gonna try something with Marvel Legends.
But they're all doing their same thing at the exact same time. There were three HasLab going on whenever Ghost Rider failed. So,
but I would love to see like the Avengers Helicarrier at some point.
Yeah.
I would love to see a classified Fang. Would be cool to see.
Yep.
I think that could be in the store though. I don't think that needs to be a HasLab.
Well, I mean, a lot of things don't need to be a HasLab.
Yeah.
So
they were actually
it's going to be a HasLab.
Dan Hu actually spoke with Emily whenever he was over there at the UK convention that they had.
Recently this was like a few weeks ago, a month ago or something. Yes.
I can't. MG.
I know what you're talking about.
MGM,
they streamed it.
Like
they streamed it.
Anyway, he asked her where we kind of stand on that with the scale and everything, and what she was saying that because the HIS did so well, they are actually going to go and kind of do a middle tier that will be actually in the stores for us, kind of like the Fang and the Bubble. The Trouble Bubble will be one of the ones that's just going to be out there in the stores as well.
Oh, I missed that. That's cool.
Yeah, so we'll actually see that. So I'm thinking that we'll see something more like that first tank. I can't think what the tank is called right offhand, but that first brown tank that they had in the line, it's probably where they're going to go with that.
I mean, again, you start looking at classified vehicles. That's real space and funds. Is it like, are you going to be a real big classified? You know what I mean? It's like,
No, it's not going to be like the 3 3/4 inch. I'd collect all those, but with classified, there's no way I could do that.
it would be massive. I mean, it's cool, but again, I think you kind of just sink yourself into a classified guy. Because how else could you, unless you have like a museum, really? Where are you putting all that stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I passed on the. I was debating this, and this was hard for me to pass on, but it just was a logistical issue. I passed on the Eternia set. Like, where am I going to put it?
That's a display nightmare. So yeah.
I mean, that's going to that would take up so much room. I was like, and it's for that much money, I'm not going to just let it sit there and stay in a box. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
But Sentry, you got it, right?
I got it. Yeah.
I think you're the only one that backed it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I wanted to, but like it was, I was like, what's it going to do? Just sit there?
Well, it's gonna. I mean, yeah, I bought it because it's going to. I'm dedicating like an 120-inch wide wall, 30-inch deep, space for it, and I'm going to put the other place that's next. It's literally going to have its own wall. Otherwise, how do you do the thing? Not only is it 4 feet wide, the central tower is 5 inches taller than the original playset, so it's 3 feet high now, and it's just about 30 inches deep. It's close to it. It's over 2 feet deep. I mean, like that's the size of a. I mean, the central tower alone is the size of like a third scale statue to put things in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get Snake
huge.
Mountain, but
Snake Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a picture of Snake Mountain I was going to show off if we had a chance here later, but ask y'all about the Snake Mountain. Hopefully they'll keep that price down, kind of like they did the Grayskull.
I think, I mean, if it's in retail store, like, and that will be, I don't think we'd have to worry about anything there. I think with the Eternia, it is what it is. I mean, look, with the crowdfunding stuff, you're always going to pay a premium. We're always going to overpay for this stuff, but it's like anything else, it comes down to cost of material and demand. And there's clearly a real demand for the Eternia set. And I think where Mattel was shrewd is they obviously know what the aftermarket is for. That's how they got me, for vintage collectors and vintage toy hunters.
It's $1,000 or so for the Eternia at the cheapest.
Thousands of dollars, right? So it's like, all right, so we're gonna have these idiots, let them pay $2,000 to $6,000 for an original, or should we just make a ton of money and do it for a fraction of that price? And that's what they did. They got me.
Right. Can't fault them for that. All right, guys.
No, it's smart.
I got something here that we all struggle with. Kyle wants to know, is there a line you're fighting not to get into or recently started that you were holding off for, and why? So, Oleg, start us off here. 30 seconds.
I'm really struggling not to go completely diving into Hot Toys.
Oh boy. You're really branching out.
I have a few, but I feel like I'm on the cusp. They're just so incredible that, and I do kind of want to take my collection more that way, just because I rather have less but more like exotic pieces in general. Like, I think I'm going to kind of scale back and sell a bunch of stuff in order to get like those grander pieces, because first of all, it will ultimately save some space. So
yeah, I think that's a great idea, because you can't just keep on going with what you got. You got to scale back on certain things to get something that scale too.
Do I need every McFarlane? Do I need every Marvel Legend classified wrestler? Black Series.
We'll come back to this question, but here is the Snake Mountain for those of us who have not seen the Snake
early prototype.
Wow.
I'm thinking it could be probably twice the price of Grayskull with all it's got in it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot bigger, so
yeah. Thinking $200.
Oh, I don't think
that would be a no-brainer.
I think it'll be. Maybe I'm naive, but I feel like it'll be under that. Maybe $150. Something like that.
Well, Grayskull was what, 100?
I thought
89.
89.
80,
yeah, so maybe 150.
Yeah, it's possible.
150 to 180, something like that. I don't know.
I think
it'll be under. It should be under. That'll be under 200 for sure. Because then you're looking at crowdfunding prices.
Oh, this isn't crowdfunding.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about price points. I just think
Yeah.
once you hit over 200, you're starting to dip your toes into the crowdfunding price point realm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
All right, Sentry, where you at on this question?
I still don't know what I'm doing with G.I. Joe Classified, and I have this. I still don't know. I have stuff coming. I'm definitely not army building like originally I was going to. So that also, I think that my next question to myself is, well, then do I really, want to do this? Do I want to just pick off the key characters that I really like, the Joes, now that they're finally making them the way we want them to? So I don't know. And I'm also struggling with, on the statue side, avoiding, and this should be easier to avoid because it just won't fit, literally won't fit with my collection. Half scale Lord of the Rings Infinity Studio.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to stay
Ooh.
away from that. They just
Ooh.
released the Witch King, and he looks absolutely incredible. They went and revised a few things with his helmet and his flail, so it looks even better now. And but that sucker is, a little over 50 inches tall, 30. The dimensions, they're still not clear with like the width and the depth, but you're looking at 35 plus inches either wide or deep, 30 inches either wide or deep. So that's just going to dwarf everything else in my collection. It's going to make the quarter scale stuff look like action figures,
Yeah.
It's going to be weird, but that line is so good, and it's priced insanely well. That half scale is priced, cheaper than some of Prime One's quarter scale stuff. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. I don't know how they're doing it, but
when we get through this question, I actually have a question for you guys, and I'm going to throw it out to the viewers too.
All right, cool.
Just remind me.
Hey, man,
Right,
show this picture real quick.
ZacJacDan, answer this question right here.
Because this ties to your statement, Century, about the classifieds. Now that we've all gotten our vintage card backs in and they're all floppy,
flimsy. Yeah.
Are y'all going to keep on going with those?
Depends on the character.
I mean, I don't care about the card. But yeah, again, I don't know how deep. And then maybe not at all. I don't know. I think for me, it's more of a game time decision of like, once the room is up and I start filling it up, how much do I want to dedicate space to this, or just because I'm still collecting the vintage line, which I've been, methodically collecting for years now. So I'm more of a 3 3/4 guy. So I don't know.
Okay. My answer, ManCave, is the Black Series. I stayed away from that forever and ever and ever. And then I saw JB's display one time, and I had to jump into it. So I've gone feet first. And it's tough because for years, Zach and I have been kind of collecting together, the same thing that we both enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I jumped into G.I. Joe, and he was like, what's this? He appreciated the figures themselves because of the way Hasbro built them with the new articulation and everything, and the paint on them. So he appreciated that. He just had no idea anything about G.I. Joe and that storyline.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Star Wars, he knows about, but he just, don't care about the toys. I've seen the movies once, whatever. But for me, it was one of the toys I had growing up. So I like to I'm different than Century in this, and you're doing it too, ManCave. I don't really care too much about the vintage stuff myself anymore. I like to take it and transition it into, hey, let's get them all at the same scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That was what frustrated me so much as a kid was I'm playing with my G.I. Joe, I'm playing with my He-Man, I'm playing with my Thundercats, and they're all different scales. So, putting everything to the same scale is what I enjoy.
Yeah. All right, Oleg, so you said you had a question. Throw that out there.
With the tax rules changing with eBay and everything with PayPal, what are you guys doing as far as selling things is concerned? Has that changed the way you sell things?
No, not for me. No.
Not me either.
Because now we got to pay taxes on everything.
Yep.
I have a good spreadsheet.
I'm fine with that. I think still with for as much as you get dinged on eBay, I still like the protection that you do get selling, especially with statues too. Their global shipping program, the discounts on shipping as well. Like I'm okay with it. It sucks.
I mean,
but
what
at
do
the
you
same
have
time,
to
what
show,
else do you? I don't have a Facebook group where I have, I I can just be like, hey guys, who wants this? You know, and
I guess my question is, what do you have to show as far as what you paid initially? Do you just have to have a spreadsheet? Yeah, isn't just your own spreadsheet enough, or do you need to like show a receipt?
So ManCave and I were talking about this the other day, and the fact that he keeps all his receipts nowadays. Well, most of the stuff I purchased was over 5 years ago. So
exactly, like I don't have
spreadsheets. All I got.
Something I purchased 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if from a tax standpoint, and we're probably getting well out of all of our jurisdictions here, but you'd think from a tax standpoint, would they go based on current value? Current value of whatever it is you're selling.
You sold it for. I mean, and what happens is at the end of the year, you're going to get a 1099 from eBay.
Right.
You've made $5,000 last year on eBay. $600 we're not looking at, so $4,400. Here's your $1,500 tax bill.
Yeah, and see, I'm afraid there's a lot of collectors out there that don't know that's coming in about January of next year.
Everybody's going to get a 1099. All of a sudden, you have to declare it, and you're going to get dinged a third or whatever tax.
So what you could always do is what I do. You just take your toys to a local toy shop and you sell them for 1/4 of what you paid for it all.
Yeah, that's
smart collecting right there,
But I mean, the thing is, they will, if you can, they'll only tax you on the profit. I guess it's like, my question is, does anyone know how to show that original price without getting audited?
Yeah.
I don't even know how much that matters. Like, again, I think it's just on whatever the sold price on eBay is what is going to matter. And
no, it matters. Your purchase price matters.
Your purchase price matters.
Well, it does if you can prove it.
You can give that all to your
if you can right, but if you can prove it. But if we're talking about stuff that you cannot, that you've had for 5, 6, 7, 10 years, how's that going to matter?
And I guess that's my question is, like, will they consider it if you just kind of come up with a random number?
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like I'm not selling anything like action figures and stuff. I will sell if there are things I'm looking to get rid of that I'm not either giving away. I'll sell locally, and but statues, I don't really have a choice. Like toy shops don't want like these big things. At least not more than one or maybe two of them.
God, how much does it cost?
Or they'll put them up for commission. They'll put them up for commission, for me. But who knows how long that's going to take,
How much does it cost to ship one of those statues?
Depends, because most of them come in one statue will come in 2 big boxes. So now you're very easily nowadays 150 no problem.
Yep.
And there have been there have been statues that have shipped with over like $500 shipping.
Yeah.
Like there was one that was like 700 and something bucks shipping.
Mm.
Like that's insane. But anything that I've sold, it's typically, it'll be around like on average about 150 or so to ship.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, we'll have one person answer this question. ZacJacDan, answer this one for us. Evolution of McFarlane toys from the 90s to today. What do you think?
So I don't know if I'm a good one to answer that because I didn't collect the 90s ones. So maybe you should.
Yeah, I did. I collected the 90s Spawn. And I have a few of, McFarlane toys from, back then. I think the new Spawn stuff is amazing. I still don't think it's as good as what he was putting out in the early 2000s. When he was doing, when he was doing kind of the, you call them like stactions. Yeah, I think, where they have such limited articulation, it's basically a statue. Those were just so well detailed and so far ahead of its time. So I would say he's not matched that quality yet. However, I know when you deal with action figures, you're going to lose a little bit by adding so much articulation, and you got those ankle joints and things like that you didn't have to see on those the staction figures that he was doing.
Yeah, you know what I love, and I still have a ton of them. Is I used to because it's more from starting lineups. Is this McFarlane sports figures?
Yeah,
I still have a ton of them, and I still have a ton of my original starting lineups.
Yeah,
but like those, the sports figures were incredible.
Yeah, definitely. He was ahead of his time with what he was doing.
He was. I think his sculpts still hold up today.
Absolutely.
100% they do.
I think where it falls short, and I mean, it's no fault of his. These are $20 figures, but most of his figures could use a wash and some dry brushing paint wise, but
Yeah,
his sculpts have always been, I think, way ahead of
on point.
Yeah. To this day.
Yeah. Sentry, jump on into this one. What got you into collecting?
Actual toy lines, Playmates TMNT and Motu. Yeah, those were the two toy lines that started it, and then and Marvel cards, Impel Series 1, Marvel Universe. Just mentioning this on to EC Collecting and JMC Collects, who are in the chat. But yeah, Turtles, He-Man, and Marvel cards.
Cool.
Really got me started, yeah.
ZacJacDan, what got you going?
So like back in 2003, 2002, maybe 2004 actually, the 2000X Motu. I went to a Target. And I saw them on the shelf, and I was like, "What? I can get He-Man again?" And I was already, I think, 2 waves behind. And I went out and found an eBay auction and had those first 2 waves, and I was hot and heavy into it. Mint on card, had every single one of them, even the variants, everything mint on card. And nowadays, I kick myself in the butt for getting rid of them early because they're, quadrupled in price now from what I sold them for.
Yeah. Oleg, what about you, bud?
Yeah. First of all, just so everybody's aware, we got free girls in the chat. So if you want some free girls, just click the links in the chat.
Oh no! Is the spam taking over our chat?
Yeah.
Oh boy! I have to. All right, let me get rid of that. All right, there we go. I think I got rid of them. So what got you into collecting?
What got me into collecting? I mean, as an adult, what got me into collecting was nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clear. But as a kid, like what got me into collecting was Star Wars. That was my first love, and it to this day is still my kind of number one priority in collecting. My collection is still largely Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's probably 70% Star Wars.
Okay. I think for me, if I remember correctly, it was the NECA Mirage TMNT as an adult. Now I'm considering my adult collecting, but the NECA Mirage, I still actually have them up here. They were very expensive figures. That they went. I mean, as soon as they got released, it's like the secondary market went nuts on them. But I went out and picked those up, and then it turned into what you see today. So those were my first. I took all my toys from being a kid. I took them to Goodwill. I had Rubbermaid containers full of toys, and in my I would probably say like early 20s, and then around mid to late 20s is when I bought those, and just been crazy about it, collecting ever since. Here we go. We got a question. What's up, Phil? This is the Main Man. He's got a YouTube channel as well, so go check him out if you guys are interested in checking him out. What's up, fellas? Hope y'all are doing good. How you guys feel about Hasbro price hikes, and what can they do to regain fans' trust after these ridiculous prices and decisions? Sentry, start us off on this one.
This was actually your subject right here.
Yeah. Just more tastefully put, but I think we could have probably better avoided 3 price hikes, maybe if they leveraged crowdfunding better. But we have the 3 price hikes plus, with the latest, most egregious crowdfunding project, I'd say, to date. I think right now you obviously have a lot of people upset. You have a lot of people frustrated, angry, and people moving away from Hasbro products. I know for me, it helped drive me away and push me over the edge to just, dump some of the Hasbro stuff that I've been on the fence about. And I think to get to regain folks' trust, put out products that people want at a reasonable price. Come back with a HasLab that people care about, whatever. And we can name 1,000,001 different things that they could put create a HasLab for, that would be great. And I think, people have a short-term memory. So I think you're only as good as your latest HasLab and toy line, in my opinion. So I think if they can come back with something that makes sense for HasLab, because prices, they're not going to drop prices for toy lines. Like it's not going down. It's not.
Right. And I think they've even said that, right?
Done. Yeah. I mean, nothing goes down. Everything,
Backward. Right.
machines made to go that way. So
Right.
that is what it is. But I think if they can just create better offerings, even with their toy lines, with the price hikes, make it worthwhile. Do something, add a little something to adjust for these 3 price hikes, So that's what I would say. Either make the toy lines more worthwhile that you have out there, or create better HasLabs. I think it's pretty. I feel like, to me, it's cut and dry, and I don't think it would take much. I think if the next HasLab is good, people will just be, riding the Hasbro wave. I don't think it's. I really do. But the last one I think was so bad.
Yeah.
It's not that it was bad though, Sentry. It's not that it was a bad product.
The offering was bad.
The price was awful.
Was terrible. Yeah.
Price was awful.
I'm talking about the offering was terrible. The car was cool. The figure is cool for what it was, but the offering was complete garbage as far as I'm concerned. So it has nothing to do about the it's nice, but it's like I don't.
No.
Do you want to pay $95 for a cheeseburger when you go to a restaurant? No.
Yeah,
even if
it's
the
like
burger's good, who cares?
You look at Transformers and how they've actually scaled the prices. Whereas with the Marvel Legends HasLab, it's $350, $350, $350. No, give us something scale. This should have been, $150 to $200 for this offering.
Still would have been expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, but it would have been backed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, people know that they're overpaying for this stuff, and they're okay with it. But this was so outlandish that it is what what happened. So.
I'm glad somebody's noticing the man bun. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm jealous.
You're straight on. I can't say we've seen it before, but okay.
It's up there. You see the man bun.
I'm jealous.
You were actually growing yours out here recently. Your hair was coming on out.
Yeah, but as a buddy of mine pointed out to me, he goes, you're picturing yourself as you're doing your hair like Brock Lesnar with the ponytail, but really you look more like Paul Heyman. So I was like, an interesting point.
That's awesome. Oh man. Now, so Oleg, imagine if this comment were accurate. Hot toys to make WWE superstars. The legends.
Game over.
Oh man. I might be in there with you if that ever occurs.
That would be crazy. And that's a great idea if you want to talk. Yeah. I mean, bigger wrestling figures with articulation. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be.
People would go crazy.
I mean, Storm Collectibles.
Storm.
It was Storm Collectibles that had
Storm's done 2 versions of Hogan, maybe.
2 or 3, yeah.
In 1/6 scale, and then I think they've done Mike Tyson, and
they've
done a couple 6 scale.
Tyson is great.
Yeah. All right. So here's a great question. Do you think you guys will ever stop collecting? And if not, how are you going to find space to carry on? So I'm gonna start this one off. So I don't think I'll ever stop collecting. Could I potentially scale back at some point? I think that's a possibility. As far as finding space, it's unfortunate. I don't like doing it. I just have to cycle. I have to, my what I like, what I desire, my wants, and they change outside of TMNT. So TMNT stays pretty much a staple. Everything else for me is rotational. I've collected Transformers Masterpiece 3 different times. I've collected the DC Arkham Batman. This is my 2nd time. I sold the whole collection and then I rebought it back. So I kind of shift around in what I like, and that helps me find space because I walk in my man cave once a year. Actually, my wife helps me. She comes down and we go through everything and we say, do you love it or do you like it? If I like it, it goes in a trade or sell box. If I love it, it stays on the shelf. So that's kind of how I find the space to continue collecting. So that's my deal. ZacJacDan, what about you?
I think once I get all my Super 7 Thundercats, all my Super 7 Silverhawks, Turtles, I'm done with Black Series, I think now. I mean, I'm not done. I've got what I wanted. Marvel Legends, you know, if there's a little piece in here and there that's going to be replaced, like the Blob coming out, I'll be replacing that one probably. The Ronin that's coming out, I'll be replacing the Ronin that I have. So it'll be just like switching out figures that I already have. So I'm not like expanding necessarily. But yeah, once those lines are done from Super 7 standpoint, it'll just pretty much be, you know, dust collectors.
Yeah. Sentry?
Well, I feel like ZacJacDan, if you have that OG Blob, I don't even think you need the new one. New one looks fine, but if you have that old one, man, that's anyway. But no, I have no plans to stop collecting. I don't think I'll ever stop collecting. At this point, I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks. I've been collecting just about as long as I've been alive. So I think, you know, final product, you're looking at it. I don't see it changing. But, you know, like I think like anybody, like any of us, our collections and our tastes, you know, hopefully, like, you know, they grow and evolve and change over time. So, and I've already done some scaling back because I've just had more of a preference to keep what I have more focused. Just that's what I'm going to like to see. I'd rather go deeper and allocate space to the toy lines and the genres that I really love, as opposed to stuff that I'm just kind of that I like, regardless of the space, because whatever the space we have, we're going to fill it up. So yeah, I have no plans to stop collecting.
Yeah. Guys, welcome JB's toy trunk to the live stream.
There he is.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. What's up, everybody? Sorry I was late. I was actually at the doctor working on hair implants to look for my Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman look. I don't think it's gonna work. You know, I have to keep the mustache and I got the eyebrow, but you know, I definitely not The Rock, even though I wear all his clothes. But you know,
there you go.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry to be
welcome, buddy. We're glad you're here. Is anybody going to do a top 10 list for figures this year? Would love to see it. Lots of great stuff came out. I do plan on doing one. I think I've done it 2 out of 3 years. I did miss last year for whatever reason, got lazy. ZacJacDan, you do them pretty much every year, right?
I had in the past. I'm not going to this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I did last year. I enjoy doing it. Like of the lines that I collect. You know, I'll do like top 10 McFarlane, top 10 Black Series.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Same for me. Sentry?
I've done top 5 the past 2 years, so I'm going to continue doing my top 5, and I'm going to continue doing my top 5 toys that I haven't been able to find. So I'm going to do both of those.
I like that. That's a good one.
I enjoy doing that.
I'll probably do like top 10 also of like just pickups of the year. It doesn't have to be like toys that were specific to the year, but just, you know, if I picked up a cool retro toy or whatever, like just top 10 pickups of the year.
Number one.
That's your number one, huh?
This thing is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He makes the Sentinel weak in his knees.
I don't think you need that to make the Sentinel weak in the knees.
This is a fantastic figure. I don't know how, you know, I can't find anything wrong with it. I can't find anything.
Yeah, I think it's incredible.
I think any list should start after him. Like he's one automatic, then you start after that.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. We'll add him. Let's just leave him in the picture there for a little bit.
Hey, Thor Golden Cub just threw a nice little statement out there. Are you guys going to do okay? If only that. Yeah, I agree. If there was only one company that stayed with the 6-inch scale, I would have been good. But McFarlane threw out the 7, Super 7 threw out the 7. So I'm all over the place with scales again now.
ZacJacDan, you got a specific question here from Laura. If only there was one company that made all the figures you named in the same scale. Oh, it's not a question. It's more of a statement.
I just answered that.
Oh, you just answered that one. I totally missed that.
Mummer's Tomb will be a nice place. That I agree for Super 7.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's one that Sentry needs pretty bad there.
I'll be all over that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Do y'all make spreadsheets to keep track of everything you have in your collection? One of us does.
I know one.
Yeah.
Numbers.
One of us
AKA
does.
numbers.
Yeah. I could not keep up with that. Cricket Lee, ZacJacDan is awesome. What's happening right now? Why?
I appreciate we appreciate the lying. We
That's-
appreciate
that's
it.
my wife.
We appreciate you.
That's my wife. That's why she's loving that.
Here's some good advice. Sell to another collector. Use local Facebook groups and sell figs that way. So I think a lot of
I don't
people
have
do
Facebook,
that.
but I agree. That's what I was saying. Like if I had Facebook, I would definitely do that, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Thor
The thing
Golden
is,
Club
you
was a
still have
little.
to pay PayPal. You still get a 1099 unless you do cash.
Cash, yeah.
Yeah. That toe articulation is atrocious. So what's she talking?
He's talking about. They're talking about the. She's talking about the
McFarlane stuff.
Oh, McFarlane's. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little behind here, Anna. We need to catch up on our comments here. For open box collections, do you keep the boxes? So this is a major problem I have. I mean, a major issue in my garage right now, actually. I have the biggest Rubbermaid containers you can find. I have like 4 of those full of empty boxes, anywhere from Marvel Legends, the Mythic Legions to Super 7 Ultimates. And then on top of those boxes, there's tons of boxes stacked because I don't want to throw the boxes away. And I don't know why. You know, I should commit to my collection enough to just throw the boxes out. But I trade and sell stuff so randomly every year that obviously if you don't have the boxes, you lose a lot of the value, and people will pay more, even if it's loose. If it will go back into a box, pretty fresh and clean looking, they'll pay more for something. So I've been really hesitant, but I think it's something I'm just going to have to do. It's something I've been battling that I need to do is get rid of those boxes. So what about you guys?
The only boxes I keep are for like the higher end ones, like Super 7, Mafex, Storm. But like Marvel Legends, McFarlane, no, I'd get rid of the boxes.
Yeah. JMC says some boxes I do keep, but 60-40 on open and keeping in boxes. I will say I have to congratulate Oleg on opening some things. And really over the last, 6 months, you've made some major strides.
I've had to.
Yeah. And opening stuff.
And the thing is, like, everything just fills right back up. It's like I drain the water down, and then it just fills back up. Yep.
There's some more nostalgia for me, too, but anything 80s cartoon, mostly Thundercats, D&D, Dino Riders, and GoBots, so much more. Are any of you guys in on the new NECA Dungeons and Dragons line? Isn't NECA doing Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah. I figured Century was. Anybody else? Yeah. Price hikes made me extremely picky, cut back big time. I think this has probably touched on all of us here, especially like in Marvel Legends. I know ZacJacDan was basically a completionist with Marvel Legends to some extent. You've really cut back, right? You really.
I sold 400 Legends.
There you go, and you're picking and choosing going forward.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How about this? I'd rather pay $40 for NECA than $35 to $38 for Hasbro.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty fair. I think we all would agree on that. Yeah, so do we know much about this?
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick.
This Hell Charger that Ramen Toys is going to be making?
Yeah, share my screen.
All right, let's see here. We got a picture. Let's take a look at it.
So they've decided they can do it better and cheaper, supposedly, than what Hasbro did. So we'll see what they end up doing with it.
Are they really saying it's going to be 120? Is that a fact?
I have not seen the price on anything, but there's just the renderings of the car itself.
Okay. It literally looks almost like an identical version.
Yeah,
but I think this really is a charger, right?
Do they have it licensed as a charger?
I don't know.
Or is it licensed as a charge?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm not thinking they're going to put charger on it, because you would imagine that would cost them a lot of money to be able to do that.
So we'll see. I think they're gonna. We'll see what they do with that, because you got the details in the trunk too. Doors. wheel cap details. I don't know. We'll see.
It's pretty cool. We'll see what happens. It really is going to probably set the community on fire if this thing comes out at $120.
I mean,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be too hard to put that at a better price point.
To achieve that, yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of the cars that I've collected over the past, me and my son, my oldest, you know, you got the Jada toys, you know, and cars, even the Fast and Furious cars, they're great looking, and the price point is, you know, it doesn't compare to what Hasbro was trying to put out there. I see this happening right here, and I see a lot of people getting on it.
Yeah.
The only problem is there's no Robbie Reyes now.
But how many of us wanted the Robbie Reyes? There, hey, look at ManCave. There you go, bud.
So my wife,
Hey, put yourself bigger again. We can't see it.
She was a huge Bratz collector. Let me see if I can make this happen. Okay, can y'all see me?
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden she's like, we got that in the attic. She was seeing, you know, we were seeing people like take pictures of this thing, and I think it has like a working radio and stuff in it. It's crazy. And I have no clue what she paid for it as a kid, but I was like, bring that thing down. We'll put Punisher in it and take a picture with him. So,
yeah, you strip that thing and repaint it or something.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. I think that thing was like $30 at retail or something like that. So, all right. So let's keep moving.
Oh, you got one too. Is it red?
Oh shit, that's the new one, right? And that's kind of the newer one.
Can't hear you, JB.
I got Elvira Quentin there from Jaws.
That looks awesome.
Going on a little stroll. He's got a little brewski in his hand right there. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think
so. That's the new one, JB. Is that right?
I think that's the re-release of this one. Was the original one from the '90s, and then I think that's the re-release or reissue of it.
So
pretty cool.
Like $35, I think it was.
So 25 Toys, just want to say thank you to all you guys. I really enjoy your toy hunts. I appreciate the time you put into your channels. Thank you, 25 Toys.
Thanks, 25.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Because I will say, you know, it is, you know, what we do, and we all talk often with each other, and you know, it takes some time to do what we do. You know, you go out and hunt, you spend time editing and uploading, and I think we all enjoy it, and we do it for the hobby. But it definitely is. None of us are doing anything well enough to make any money off of this hardly, but it's a lot of fun, and it, you know, me and Oleg were talking earlier tonight. It's cool that you know, without YouTube, I'd have never met probably at least three of you guys. I'd never knew you existed. So it's really cool how YouTube brings the hobby together, brings collectors together that otherwise never would have met.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So here we go, talking hair and beards, loving Sentry's longer hair and ManCave's shorter beard. There we go.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
little feedback.
Yeah.
ManCave, I do the same thing. Everything cycles except Predator and TMNT. And I'm kind of that same way. TMNT, just you can't touch it. It is what it is. Chris B wants my credit card number. Can't say I can share that with you. We're buddies. We're not that close.
Watching Chris on Instagram, I know why. That dude is everywhere.
Man, that dude is everywhere, and he's up, and he's dressed so clean every time you see him. You know,
when you need to dress, just ask Chris to help you out.
I definitely need him to help me out on that. ManCave, Sentry, ZacJacDan, and JB. No love for Oleg. No. Yeah, we're not gonna say hello to Oleg here.
And I was late. I know I was late to the party.
Yeah, I don't even think you were in here at the time.
Well, I mean, last time I was not even visible. Now and then today I was in the chat. I was just like, "Hey guys, I'm in the chat."
I should have put Mr. Sintastic. I shouldn't have put Oleg.
Nobody knows who Oleg is. You know,
I know.
Fantastic.
I know now. They do now.
Here's a question that we've kind of already answered in a couple different ways, but do you ever think toys will get so expensive it'll cause you to change how and what you collect? Sentry, ZacJacDan, one of you guys take that.
I think it's happening now.
Yeah.
I think it's happening now. People are rethinking how they're going about their collection. So and some people are getting priced out. I think just overall. So I think we're seeing that happening right now.
Yeah. Dark Hero says he'll be 70 years old, still playing with figures if I don't drop them because of my shaking hands.
Right. I'm gonna go get my arthritis cream after this.
BSC Geek in the house. What's
We
up,
got
buddy?
we got another geek. This is
A lot of geeks.
We got a lot of geeks. Obviously, guys, we're missing our Jersey geek.
Yeah.
He is the last piece to the puzzle. He's not here today.
The sexy boy toy.
Oh man, don't we miss that? Don't we miss that?
All right.
I find windowless packaging in the name of the environment a tad hypocritical. The retro line still uses plastic windows. The figures themselves are made of plastic, not to mention the QC gamble.
I'm with you, Gary. I think
Totally.
that's a good call.
100%. I've been saying that all along.
Now,
There's
Plastic is recyclable.
Right.
There's no collector that's okay with this at all.
Yeah. No.
so this question is really directed at Mr. Sintastic. Oleg, you're probably the biggest inbox collector in our group here.
Yeah.
Is this changing your thought process on inbox collecting?
Absolutely. Anything that it has you can't see the figure, unless it's something that I just want to open. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you inbox guys, you lose. Like there's nothing redeemable about what's going on
Yeah.
at all.
I
Jordan,
just
you're
got-
welcome, buddy.
I just got in the mail. I forget where I even ordered it from. It was like a 3-pack of Venom. I forget who it was. It was Venom and 2 other symbiotes.
That's the new Amazon one.
Amazon, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
That's right here. Boom.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do with that?
So it doesn't even have the flip open window anymore?
Nope.
No, it's just
That's
a solid box.
Oh, ooh.
It's okay. And I didn't want to open that, and I'm not going to open that. So
Hey,
I guess-
Oleg, weren't you surprised at how small this box is, though?
yes.
I mean,
Does yours have tape on the top?
no, it doesn't.
Mine doesn't either. So they must all come like that. So I did open it to
Or on the
and
there's none on the
check it.
bottom or the top. There's
Yeah,
no
so
tape
I
on
did
either.
open it to make sure there's something in there, and
Yeah.
the 3 figures are wrapped up in there.
Oh, that's
But-
a good point, dude. I need to open this just to make sure it's not like a WWE, AJ
Yeah.
Styles in there.
But that
the
front of
thing
the
is,
box
it
should be the
also-
back of the box.
especially with
Say
how
what?
people swap things in stores,
Yeah,
you have no idea what you're buying.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Kent. Kent had his recent video a couple of days ago, and Usual Mike TV, he actually showed that out there, talking about the whole, windowless. It's like, look, these guys in the States, he's in Australia. It's like people are just slowing down on all of that. I have a guy that I met here who's an inbox guy. He says, no, I'm still going to get it. And I'm like, even if you can't see the figure, he's like, yeah, I like the box. And I'm like, that's cool. And that's him. But that's the one of a few, there's just, I don't see it happening.
As much as I love Star Wars,
Right.
once Black Series goes windowless, I'm done. Unless it's a figure that I plan on opening, and those are kind of few and far between.
I'll
Yeah.
play a little devil's advocate with this, even though you guys all know full well how I'm completely against it. But you do have folks that display classified on the spine, and even Black Series on the spine. You see the
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
At least you have the option if you wanted to do it the
But
other
that's the
way.
thing. You
but
can walk over, you take it, and look at it.
Right. No, I get that, but
Yeah.
I don't. But still, people are. It's whatever the reasoning may be.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, it's to take away the option is utterly insane.
When that Sergeant Slaughter arrived, the classified one, I was like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, and what if to not have? Yeah, that's just not the figure to have that with. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, we got a celebrity in here, Dan, who has joined us for a little bit.
Yeah, welcome, Dan. Who?
Cool.
Geek Strong. Got some more geeks in the house
Another
here.
geek.
Yeah. All right, here. Are there any 6-inch spawn dogs out there? I want to spawn in my collection, but like ZacJacDan, scale is a big deal for me. Spawn
Maybe back
dogs.
in the day, there hasn't been a spawn dog for the new McFarlane stuff, but what about back in the day?
I don't remember. I don't remember one necessarily.
Yeah.
Can't say I remember one. Ramen Toys also doing Dolph He-Man head. I didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Because yeah, the Mattel one does not look good.
No. Yeah.
Well, the original one didn't really look good either.
Yeah.
The classics, from the classics line.
Is anybody here? Seems like maybe JB. Anybody doing the Batman 66 stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you
I
were.
am.
Oh, you are too, Oleg?
Not like yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got my display right above me. Right. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Show your share the screen real quick, Phil.
Okay, let's share it. See what we got.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. That Two-Face looks nice.
That Two-Face looks great. I'm definitely in on all those.
Yeah,
They all look great.
yeah, they do.
And those I open all those up and display
Good. As well
Yeah.
you should.
them.
That King Tut. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
Dan, who has a great point right here. He said, "I feel bad for the inbox only collectors. What happens in 20 years in the future if you decide you're going to go ahead and open it and it's just a potato?"
Yeah.
Make some French fries.
Yeah, and even in the near term, I mean, you have nothing to display.
Hey, not only that,
No
what happens
figure
whenever
to
you do
display.
decide to sell something on eBay? You ship it, and then they claim, "Oh, I didn't get this. I got this instead." And
Yeah, exactly. It's at the point where I will only buy it like if it's a figure that I want to open up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura says, "Hey, y'all, we love what y'all do. We have at least 3 to 4 streaming services, and we would rather spend our night with y'all talking toys and men."
Oh,
Nice. Thank you.
All right, let's see. I've passed on figures I would have purchased if I could see what I'm buying.
Of course.
That's true. I'm a big QC guy in store. JB knows that. I've had to teach him. He picks up a lot of stuff for all of us. JB does. He's always looking out for us. And I've had to teach JB, like, man, you got to really like dial in on that on those paint apps, you know.
Yeah.
I just got a package from JB today. Thanks, bud. I'm
Yeah.
gonna Venmo you after the stream.
so
JB
let me
has
mention
become a
something
very
about all 4 of you guys, since y'all are all 4 of the toy hunters in this group. I have noticed way more of your hunts now that I'm seeing a lot of these windowless packages sitting on the shelves. They're not being bought.
Yeah.
They're windowless and they're overpriced, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
be clearance fodder. I think
it's
Marvel Legends in general.
yeah. That's the combination right there. Right. You can't see it, and it's the prices are going up. No one's gonna buy it.
Just let them clear.
One of the coolest 2 packs
Yeah, yeah.
that come out this year was the Null and Venom. And the fact that like you can't see them is just a travesty.
I took mine back. I grabbed
Really?
it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Marsha wanted it. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, let's get it. It looks great. It looks great. I seen the reviews, and I was like, I had it. I even showed it. It's like, this is a haul, and I was about to open it. And it's like, you know what? I don't need this because I don't need it. And at the same time, I was like, what? After tax was like $70-something. I'm like, what am I thinking?
Yeah, it's I might just open it.
Oh, here we go. Autocorrect got me. It was Spawn Figs equals figures, not dog. Okay, so he wasn't looking for a Spawn dog.
I thought you were looking for potatoes and hot dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
There's plenty of Spawn figures out there. Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't remember a Spawn dog, but that makes me feel better now that I didn't totally miss something there.
ZacJacDan, I have a question for you. So with your scale, I get the scale thing. I'm that way with statues. I'm that way with action figures too. I don't. So are you talking about not mixing the same different scales on the same shelf, or are you just your entire collection? You just don't want it to be anything more than 6-inch, 7-inch.
I didn't want it. I didn't want it to be. I wanted it all to be 6-inch because that's what I was collecting. Was
the entire collection?
That's what I wanted until Super 7 started throwing out Thundercats and Silverhawks, and I can't turn that down. So
no, you cannot.
Yeah.
It looks great. They look great.
They see collecting. I'm happy to see collectors putting their foot down on buying these overpriced figures. So, I think we're going to see more and more of that because honestly, I don't think. Prices, they've not capped out. This is going to continue, I think, every year to be a big topic in the collecting community. And, prices are going to continue to go up, I think, very rapidly. And, with Hasbro, on the corporate side of Hasbro, if you keep up with that side of it, they are wanting revenue to increase drastically. Well, I think in their minds, there's only one way to do that. That's to raise prices. So
The thing is, the prices are getting
that's normal, but yeah, go ahead, Alex.
I was gonna say, the prices are getting to a point where, like Mayfex and Storm Collectibles, those kind of higher end companies. I mean, you're starting to approach those prices, and the difference is night and day. So you might as well just buy those.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to price themselves out of the market unless they, which is something I've mentioned a lot in recent months, and probably before the third price hike with Hasbro and Legends, but they're going to have to. I mean, there's price hikes for inflation, and then there's pure greed, and I think we're looking at pure greed, and they're going to cut their nose to spite their face, in my opinion. Because to what Oleg just said, it's like, why bother with a Marvel Legends figure that you get nothing more or extra with now, when you could just go pre-order a Mezco figure or a Mayfex figure,
Yeah,
or Storm Collectibles or Super 7. Just why not get into that?
Our paint apps are horrible on these Legends nowadays.
They're cheap figures, but it's like it was fine when they were $20 and you could do things. It's like whatever, you can create nice big displays with them. They're easy to army build, if you're into that. But now it's you get nothing more for your money. I mean, you could date all the way back to, I think, the Toy Biz Legends days, where you had arguably, you had unique sculpts. You got more for your money then than you do now.
Mm-hmm.
A Build-A-Figure would cost you, $40 then, and it costs $40 for one 6-inch figure now. Granted, it's, however many years later, I get that. But look what you got then.
Well, think about
now.
The Build-A-Figures from those Toy Wiz Marvel Legends.
That's what I mean.
Those are amazing.
15 inches, 16 inches tall. It's like those are crowdfunding project sizes.
I mean, those were incredible.
Yeah, the Apocalypse, the
Apocalypse,
all sought after today. Yeah,
and the Build-A-Figures now are they're cheap. You can't even keep them together. They're falling apart constantly.
Yeah, even before the price hikes, right? Did the Build-A-Figures warrant $150 worth of spending? I don't know. I mean, by I don't know, I mean no. I mean, to me. So,
I literally think I only got one Build-A-Figure this year.
The reason I got into Marvel Legends however many moons ago, or back into them like in the more recent Hasbro years, is because the Build-A-Figure thing, as a collector, I enjoyed that. I like going to the store. I like, I'm going to go pick off this piece, get the arm for this, and get the head for that. The Kingpin Build-A-Figure from now, I guess, several years back. Love that. Great. The Apocalypse, from the 6-inch line. Those were great. The Lizard, those were all so good.
Yeah.
You're talking like 2013 to 2018.
Right.
And then it just started the past few years. It's just been, to me, downhill. But,
yeah.
So I love the Ursa Build-A-Figure. However,
I mean, look at that.
Look at Toy Biz versus
no comparison. That's what I mean. That's what
exactly.
I mean. And that back in the day, that Sentinel probably cost you a total of $40, where the Build-A-Bear, cost you probably $150, no problem, $150.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I gave you 2 pieces. Yeah.
So and I got
plus
one of
JB
the bigger,
50, and you.
I grabbed one of the bigger Build-A-Figures. There's Build-A-Figures that are much smaller than this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to grab kind of an average size Build-A-Figure.
I just did the Solomon Grundy one from the Arkham City line.
Yeah.
And he's kind of cool, but he's actually kind of small.
That's why I went with this one, and I had to. I mean, you got to pay some money for this guy, but there's absolutely no comparison, and I like what McFarlane's doing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, McFarlane, at least, you still get a little more bang for the buck because it's cheaper. The figures are still cheaper, so
right.
And I think they look amazing.
Yeah, I agree
for the most part.
I think they look good.
Hey, show that picture right there real quick. Okay. There's the black and white version too that they put out right after the other one. So this is the Walmart Gold Label version.
Yeah. That penguin is a great looking penguin figure.
Wow.
But you know what? I still don't know if it's got this penguin. Oh shoot! Don't fall. Y'all gonna see me make a huge mess with my collection. I mean, this penguin right here, if I can, I mean, this guy.
I can't see.
Yeah,
It's
blow
blocked.
yourself up.
Let's
Thank
see.
you.
All right, let me blow myself up here.
Boom.
I mean,
Yeah,
this guy.
we don't have that one. They don't have that one.
Look at this.
That is really, yeah, that is really good.
I mean, the
I
sculpt on
forgot about that one. Yeah, look at his coat.
Yeah.
The
To
color-
me, they look the same, man, Cave.
They look very similar. They do.
Now, hey, Oleg, like I said, I'm looking at the black and white version right now. I haven't got the color one out. Does the color one have a red vest like that or no?
I don't remember. I'd have to go look.
So on the Build-A-Figure, what about the new Conchu?
The Conchu looks amazing. Yeah, for the MCU Moon Knight Wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks amazing. I didn't buy it because I don't do MCU, but
Right. See, I mean, maybe last year I would have already had the wave. I saw it at Gamers, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to just to get the Conchu. I can't. If it was $20 maybe each, but I can't.
The flat paint apps on and I don't, and this is not, it is what it is. Like Todd keeps his price points down. He makes,
Yeah.
and all of his lines are abundant in quantity. But I think where I'm always bummed out a little bit is just like, there's the paints, the sculpts are all still great to, from when he started to now, but like the flat paint is kind of a buzzkill for me on some of the toys. And that's just, that is a nitpick, and that is not a criticism where it's, what you got for your money, it's awesome. But
yeah,
it just, that is definitely a deterrent for me, where I'd rather pay a little more to get more of a paint application on the figures. That's the only, and it stands out too, on the belts and accessories. I feel like it definitely stands out.
Yeah.
What was the Krang that you just scrolled through?
So that is best action.
Best action.
That one right there.
Loyal subjects.
Yeah.
Loyal subjects. Yeah.
So if we get a Fin Fang Foom HasLab, who's in?
I'm gonna have to buy that.
Yeah, I'd have to buy that. My buddy actually just at New York Comic Con bought the Fin Fang Foom Build-A-Figure.
Yeah,
that's right.
It cost him a pretty penny.
Yeah,
there's one up here in Heroes and Dragons in Columbia, and I'm kind of scared to ask how much it is. It looks great.
Yeah, I think my buddy paid at New York Comic Con. I think $350.
Yep, that's what I sold mine for.
Woo-wee. Well,
that's that's $100 more than it was the past however many years. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they do it HasLab, it's going to be what, $450 probably. You think?
That's a good question. I mean, that thing
depends on how big they go. They feel like
big they go with it.
Yeah, if they feel like they have to go as big as the Sentinel and Galactus with it, then it'll be everywhere
500.
Well, but you got to think it's not going to need lights and sounds.
I will tell you this. In one of the, I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but one YouTuber was interviewing the HasLab team. It might have been at New York Comic-Con, and they were, trying to justify the price behind the Hell Charger, and they literally said, if we were to do Galactus today,
good night, BSC Geek,
it would be a $500 figure. So that tells me right there, Fin Fang Foom is going to be $500 probably.
Yeah, I mean, if Galactus is 400, he's going to be at least that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but Fin Fang Foom doesn't have to be as big as Galactus.
He does it, but he's got to be as big as a Sentinel, right?
I think he needs to be as big as Galactus.
I think so too.
You got to go big.
Yeah,
and if they're going to do that, I think they will do that, and they will price him appropriately, and it will be. I'm with you, man. I think that's what it would be.
Jump on that
dragon. I want to see a dragon.
They're going to listen to this video and say, "Oh man, these guys will buy it for 500."
Well, they'll listen to the last hour plus or whatever it is of us
complaining,
talking about how there's also that. So.
Very true.
I want a dragon, man. That's what I want.
Yeah,
I want
bring that dragon out.
Yeah.
I just sold that one too. So
could they get by with a Dragon Man as a Build-A-Figure? Or
oh yeah,
figure?
I didn't mean for like crowdfunding. I would just like to see that.
Right, you just want to see one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably could throw that in with your Mythics, man.
That's why I want them. Same thing with Fin Fang Foom. Yeah, no, I'm done with the legend stuff. But Fin Fang Foom, I need Dragon Man. I definitely need.
Hey, Sentry, when you was at your little convention the other day, you mentioned something about a massive display you were going to buy. Did you end up getting it?
No, but what wound up happening was, and Lovecraftian Customs, the guy that made the big rock display, he wanted $250 for that. So,
oh wow,
yeah. But I wound up talking with, and he wasn't like, I didn't want to shove that into my car, and he didn't seem like he was too eager to like meet up. I was like, come drop it off. He lives in Jersey. I'm over here right over the bridge in New York. I'm like, I'll buy you a steak, just drop it. He's like, you can. I don't think he was in that much of a rush to get rid of it unless I could just take it off his hands right then and there. So, but I was talking to Duarte Studios, who does the dios for the Horseman, the forest that you saw, the arena, the bridge, all of that stuff. And I've been talking with those guys. We've been going over concepts and things for the room. I'm going to have them build me out a Mythics dio, and probably lay down some stuff for the Eternia wall too.
Nice.
So, so yeah, I'm very excited for that. Yeah, but no, I didn't take that other dio home.
Looked great.
All right, does anybody do any customizing in our group here? I don't feel like any of us really do a lot of customizing.
The closest I do, I mean, it's more mixing and matching, is with wrestlers.
Okay, I thought you was about to tell us you do some customize. Please show me right now what you've done. I would love to see an Oleg hand-painted figure.
You saw it here first.
It'll look like a 4-year-old did it. So.
Exactly. That's why I would want to see it. Please do one.
I would think Sentry would with his Mythic stuff.
I have all the Citadel paints. I have miniatures that I, in my very spare time, or limited free spare time, I should say. I have miniatures that I paint. I have some up on my Instagram that I've done. And well, I mean, once the room is up, I definitely plan to. I would like to, buy some unpainted heads, and just and do that. But right now, I have a ton, a boatload of miniatures that I've had from like over the years. Toy Wiz John is just like giving me stuff from the vault, and he's just like, yeah, just go to town with that if you want to just have fun with it. So that I'll do in my spare time, but I haven't done anything with figures yet. But I do plan to do a little bit with Legions for sure.
I'm working on dios, so I've been practicing a lot with dios. I got my Cantina.
I saw that.
Yeah. So, and XPS foam, a big sheet of it, just cut it down and just keep practicing. Because when I started busting out all these figures, it's like, I want a good stand. I want inexpensive, something that blends. So it's a work in progress all the time. So when I'm not hunting and I'm not busting things out and making videos, I'm out there crafting. I was crafting all day yesterday. So just trying something new,
And we need somebody in the group who does dios, so we can all get like free dios and stuff
why
like
did I say that?
Shut your mouth.
Oleg, if I send you just a unpainted head, would you paint it for me and send it back?
Sure.
Everybody send a figure
for Oleg to paint.
Yes, I am saying.
All right, here's something we have not talked about. Me and Oleg may have talked about this privately.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Is anybody going to pay $50 for the new starting lineups? Is that all NBA licensing and that cost? I would have to say licensing is a major part of that cost, because to me, it doesn't look like it should be any more than a Marvel Legend, which I know is, yes, they're pricey, but they're not $50 yet.
Share the screen, Phil. ManCave.
Boom. So I can tell you, I've got LeBron, who I don't like, but he's a legend, and I've got Ja Morant pre-ordered.
I'm not touching any of them.
No, me either.
Nope. I love the original starting lineups, and the fact that they're even calling these starting lineups is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
I'm with you on that.
It's not like how Mattel Creations right now is releasing like those wrestlers almost on the LJN style back cards.
Coliseum
has like a little bit of that retro look.
Yeah.
Like these don't even play to nostalgia. So
yeah. As a big Laker guy, and I'm glad LeBron's on my team. There's just no way There's no way. I
Yeah,
can't.
they're off to a good start this year. Yeah.
Guns
They're
a-blazing.
shooting really well.
They're making it rain.
Clicking on all cylinders for sure.
I see nothing but bricks up there. Nothing
Yeah,
but
Russ is killing it.
All right, Chris B wants to know, we actually answered this earlier in the stream, but we're going to answer it again. Did Envy Boys order the Eternia playset, and do you think it's worth the price? Sentry started
Yes,
off
sir.
You're the only guy I think that ordered it.
Yes, sir, and yes, sir, I do. I think it's whatever it's worth to you, and it's worth it to me. So
That's awesome.
I did it again. I think it's really worth it if the comparison is chasing the vintage set or getting this, and you are at least you're getting, this is bigger. It's a unique sculpt. You're getting, a couple of figures. The Modi figure I think is cool. You're definitely overpaying for it. There's no doubt about that. You are overpaying for this thing. But compared to chasing the vintage one, I think there's a lot of cool upside to it. So,
did you guys hit the 10,000 backer mark?
Nope.
No.
9,286.
Just missed it.
So 9,286 was the final number. Okay.
But I'm assuming you were an early backer, so you got him, right?
Yeah, but I wanted Keklar. That's why I wanted 10K.
I definitely would have ordered it. I mean, and I think it's definitely worth it. It was just an issue of space for me.
Yeah.
Look, if they're going to overcharge for something like this, at least you could count 10 different things on this where it's either new or it's improved upon,
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
Yeah.
Well,
like you said, it's already taller, right?
Yeah, it's 5 inches taller. The central tower is 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
They've done other things with the smaller towers. They've put some other new things inside the central tower in the back, in the spot in the training area, which I think is pretty cool.
Yep.
They added more articulations to the arms, the claws in the front on the central tower. I mean, the paint, I like I guess it's more of the vintage set was more of like a cobalt blue. This one's more of just a brighter blue. But I like the new paint on this one. So I'm definitely, marking out for this thing. So it's worth it to me.
I like it. I couldn't. I just no room.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I really can't. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Sentry's setup once it gets it set up with the Gray Skull and the Snake Mountain. So anybody doing Cosmic Legions? Anybody doing Cosmic at all?
I am.
Now, are you completing it out? You're picking and choosing?
Picking and choosing.
Yeah, same for me. There's a couple Cosmic Legions I want. I think for me personally, I still want to stick to kind of like the Mythic Legion, The
high fantasy.
Yeah. But I think there's a couple Cosmics that look very cool.
I will say this, Legions Con, I was kind of blown away. So like I liked what I saw online. I pre-ordered some of them. I saw them for the first time at Legions Con. They look incredible.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
All right. They look much better than I thought they were going to look in person. So I was really impressed a few weeks ago by the Cosmic Legion setup that I saw. The figures in the setup. They look really, really good. Really good.
Yeah.
How far are you going in this new wave, the Necro? I'm going to mispronounce it, so I'll let you pronounce it.
Necronominus?
Yeah.
I'm all in on that.
The whole wave?
Yep. So I don't know if anyone saw G-Con, which was the Horseman stream a day prior to Legions Con. And if you didn't, you should definitely check it out. It was great. And it's just a great example. It's a shining example of how well the Horsemen know their fandom. Because throughout that whole stream, they were going and showing the entire wave piece by piece. And like, I know for me, I was thinking, oh man, this is amazing. I wish X, Y, and Z. And then at the end of the stream, they did like a last minute sort of surprise reveal for the line. And they're throwing in stuff that was exactly what I hoped we would have gotten, just in addition to everything else. So for $560, you get, which is the cost of the entire wave, you get so much. So yeah, it's a really impressive wave. They've only gotten better you know, with time with this line, which says a lot because it's always been good as far as I'm concerned. So
I mean, you got so many options with it too, with you know, turn each character into something else. So
yeah, and now you get all the undead heads with these. It's amazing.
Woo! That's on fire.
Yeah, that's awesome right there.
Fire.
That is awesome.
And fuego. Jeez.
These look good.
And all these guys, they come with undead heads now, skeleton heads. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
it says that's a bonus. Is that how do you get
that's
that
included?
bonus?
It's included.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great bonus, right?
Including, and you could do that on the horse too. You can make it an
Yeah.
undead horse.
I saw that.
Look at those dogs though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Those aren't your spawn dogs right there.
Yeah.
So for me, like, this is a good example. $560 for all of this stuff, or it's like $100 here for some legends, $200 here for some other stuff. Like for me personally, like it's a no-brainer.
That right there. Ooh,
I mean, one of my favorite pickups this year so far has been that Headless Horseman that they did.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Amazing.
Yep.
Top 5.
Yep.
There he is.
Man, that's cool right there.
Yeah. And you can get the on the other horse too. It comes with an undead head. All of these do. So
I don't have a picture of that, but I do have that one right there.
Ooh, look at that.
there you go. Yeah, so that's all. They announced these heads at the end, the undead stuff.
That is,
which is why they'll all be skeletons in my collection. So
That is awesome.
yeah. That's wicked. That's wicked.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of us actually have a good buddy now that has gotten into a lot of the 3D printing. So a lot of us are actually getting some 3D prints done. ManCave has gotten his sewer play set for his turtles. Is that set up now yet, or
What is it?
your sewer play set that you got?
Oh yeah, it's down here. Just can't see it, but yes, down here behind me.
Do we know
the 3D printed one?
I got a 3D printed over here. Yeah, for the 7-inch scale. Yeah.
Do we know when he's going to be ready for the Jabba's palace one or throne? I'm sorry, Jabba's throne.
He just printed his first throne, and he's got the base ready too. So he's getting there.
Dibs.
Congrats, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. That's here.
Chris, you're funny, man. Justifying your accountant.
Well, hey, what is Azar? The original yellow demon. Does anybody know what that is? Damien, you're gonna have to go into more detail. We don't know what that is.
Is that like
all right, what else? What else we got here?
Is that a movie or something like that? What is that? I don't know
what this is.
Is that the Oleg? Is that the Oleg special we're talking about? No.
Mythic Legions.
Oh, the Legions Azar. Okay, I think that's like a movie too. But I think that's an All Stars. What is that? All Stars 5 or something? Azar. Man. I think that's where you can get them.
So,
Damien, right? All Stars 5.
Are you thinking of when you said movie? Are you thinking of Ishtar?
No. But I thought there's a movie. But yeah, no. I think you can get that in. I think you can get that figure in an All-Star Wave, All-Star 5 or something like that. I think that's what he means.
Ooh,
hey, speaking of 3D prints, check that out.
Oh my goodness, man! That needs to be the next Marvel Legends HasLab.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Very, very, very cool.
There's your size right there.
Oh
wow!
Jeez.
So that's what it would take to be 12th scale. That's a 12th scale Blackbird.
That's like what? 4.5.
Gosh, man, that would be $900.
Does anyone know who's got the Sky Striker?
I have it coming.
Yeah, me too.
Are you keeping it?
Yeah, that one I'm keeping that. Yeah, for sure.
Because of O-ring, you're going back to O-ring.
I'm just going to put the vintage guy. No, I'm not going back to O-ring. I mean, going back to original O-ring. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a little subject that I would want to talk about real quick.
Oh,
the Andor show.
The best show out there, right?
Oh man, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. So Oleg wanted to talk about this.
Well, I just hate this show. So
oh, you hate it? Okay,
hate it.
I can honestly say I've not
feel
even
like
started.
people are what's that word? I can't remember it, where you're basically trying to like convince somebody that something is one way or the other, and like you make them feel like they're crazy if they don't think that way. What's the word? I don't know. Like I see like all these comments, even some of my friends, they just love this show, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, it's horrible.
I will catch up on it. I've literally only gotten 10 minutes into it and turned it off because it was so bad.
It's so boring, and like I keep waiting for something to happen. I just finished 7 episodes, so it's not like I just watched the first episodes. I've watched 7 episodes, and it's boring.
So, at what episode? I know, Sentry. I think you said. I mean, did you watch any of it?
Did I?
Yeah.
The first 3, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just started to like lose you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really. It didn't really get me. I think.
Yeah.
No,
so I haven't been.
It's so well written, the political intrigue. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not interesting. It just isn't. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Huge.
I was liking.
Same.
I was liking the slow burn of it, but then it just kept slow burning into nothing. And
that's the thing; it's like still slow burning after 7 episodes.
Right, and that's my point. Is I thought I was going to be really into it, but after I think it was like 3 or 4, I just you know what, and then I missed like 5, 6, 7, and then I finally
gaslighting is the term that I was thinking.
I feel like it's just like.
I couldn't get into it.
Peppered with boring dialogue and kind of pointless,
Thank you.
Character introductions.
I mean, when you say boring, I mean, I look at these figures themselves. This is boring.
I'm not going to get anything from this line, and I buy a lot of Star Wars stuff, and I'm not getting anything from it.
I might get the one girl.
The only one I might get is Mon Mothma because she's kind of a classic character. That's it. Yeah.
So without spoilers, did it bring? Because I watched about 30 minutes of the first episode, me and my daughter, and we both were just like, we could just tell the vibe. We had no interest in it.
I mean,
it doesn't get better.
There's no. I mean, like I haven't seen any. Like I haven't even seen a robot.
Yeah.
Like I haven't.
Yeah, they eventually show up a little bit, but
so spoiler free. Is there anything in this show that's like important to the canon of Star Wars?
I'm going to say yeah, but
okay.
I don't see
to a degree. I mean, it explains like all the back dealings as to how the rebellion started, and it goes into a lot of the underground stuff of the Empire. But
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like some things don't need to be explained.
Yeah. And
honestly, Andor, like Rogue One was a good movie. I did not like him as a character in that movie.
Interesting.
I just found some of the found the writing boring. I thought some of the character introductions were kind of meaningless. That's just right off the bat, at least in the first few episodes that I've seen. And I think I'm just still bummed out on Book of Boba. Didn't love that. We got the cheap pop with Mando. Otherwise, that sucked.
Exactly. But at least it had that. This doesn't even have anything like that.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan was inconsistent, but overall it was good-ish.
Yeah. I think the fight scene with Vader and Obi-Wan made
the last episode was great.
Yeah, it made it all worth watching.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Likewise, brother. Good to finally meet you, man.
So what's does anybody here, this is jumping off topic, does anybody got any do we have any cons left for this year? Anybody hitting any cons between now and the end of the year?
Dunzo.
No.
Pretty much done with the con season.
I don't even know if they're I don't. Maybe there's some local cons. I guess
there's some local cons.
That's what we have here as well. A couple little small toy shows and things like that. Now this figure right here, I guess you guys probably have all seen this at this point. This is the best looking Iceman I think I've ever seen.
Amazing.
Yeah. I like him.
So, I mean, outside of a statue, this is it for me.
Really good. Yeah. No. Agreed.
And I love this because with a Marvel Select, you don't usually see options like this. You got the 2 different head sculpts, the 2 different belts you can actually have on here.
Yep. And the base, pull up a picture of the base.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, look at that.
Marvel Select is typical Diamond, where it's either spot on or way off.
Or terrible, right?
And I think with Selects over the years, it's, you know, the scaling and dimensions of like the character is off. Like if you look at the Beast figure that they made, like he's long and lanky, you know, it's like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But you know, the sculpts are always, you know, spot on for the most part. And then the Dio pieces. This is a shining example of perfect. You know, they got it right.
Yeah. Yeah. The frosting on that Dio piece is amazing for a plastic toy.
Is he going to scale with Marvel Legends?
No,
he's 7 inch.
7 inch.
He's 7 inch.
He's 7 inch.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know,
Because he'd be great to put with the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big guys are good. I still think Select has made the best Abomination.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
To
Juggernaut.
date by
Juggernaut.
far. Juggernaut.
Yeah.
You could probably argue the paint on the Juggernaut, you know, maybe is a little off, but like that is the coolest. It's still the coolest Juggernaut, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like just about, you know, almost all the Hulks.
a Hulk. Yeah.
Were they the ones that did the Immortal Hulk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did Immortal Hulk. They did the
incredible
Savage
figure.
Hulk.
Which
They're
is the
good.
Immortal Hulk's probably the best Hulk figure that's ever been done.
Yeah.
Gladiator Hulk is good. All the recent Hulks that they've put out are really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Ah.
Those are I was sad parting ways with, because I did part ways with those too.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the Hulk right there. JB's got it.
Yeah.
That Hulk is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Phenomenal.
Hey, Oleg, did you end up getting this accessory kit for your Back to the Future?
No, I did not. Didn't even. Is that NECA or who
That's
is
NECA.
that?
Yeah, that's NECA.
No.
There's a NECA store exclusive.
You're going to need that, Oleg.
Yeah. I'm still constantly. I still don't know what I'm going to do with. I pre-ordered the Hot Toy DeLorean.
Nice. That's awesome.
And
Maybe 10 years from now.
And I have no idea where I'm going to put that. I mean, I have the Marty and I have the Doc pre-ordered.
You have the DeLorean coming?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see how you're going to display that.
It's got to be on top of the new on top of the new bookcase, no? On top.
You
of,
may have to sit 2 TV dinner tables beside each other, like
My,
set them together.
Connect them with super glue.
Connect
My
them with some duct
my
tape.
buddy goes, you may as well just put it in the driveway.
Yeah. I mean, might as
I
well.
think that would be a much better spot. Do it some justice.
It's so cool seeing Oleg just fit things into that man cave.
Big man
It's
cave.
always a challenge.
It really is. I
big
wish you were
man cave.
down there tonight because we could look around and just see everything. But
I got my CDL. Let's grab the truck. Let's go.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, the new Diamond Select Blade. We may not have a picture of that, but the new Diamond Select Blade does look really good. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but
Yep.
it's a really nice looking figure as well.
That's one figure. If Marvel Legends ever came out with a Blade figure, I would be on that in 2 seconds. As long as it was good, you know.
Well,
You-
we got the
you would
Blade
have-
movie coming out, so we should be getting it. You would think.
Should a comic accurate one? Well, no, not. I don't even care because
Man, I've got the Mezco one, and that thing is amazing.
I love that one. That is
Yeah.
easily that's such a good fit. I want that.
Yeah. That
Let me
was,
see if I can grab him real quick.
I love that Mezco Blade. And Wesley Snipes was made to be.
I actually just recently got the Toy Biz Wesley Snipes Blade.
Yeah.
figure.
Nice.
And that figure has gone up in price big time.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
that Mezco figure is so good,
Yeah.
man. I love that figure. I need that. That's one I need for sure.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
That is dope.
Oh,
Always
his
bet,
glasses.
always bet on black.
That's
Glasses
it.
are
That's right.
this thing right
Passenger
here.
57.
And it's got like he's got different head, I mean all kinds of different, weapons and guns, and I mean it's a sweet figure.
Yeah, I
It's a
love
sweet
that
figure.
Mezco figure. Speaking of Mezco, I just got my Frazetta Conan came in today.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you got the Mezco Conan?
Yeah, and Predator just shipped.
Yes, I saw it. I actually had Predator pre-ordered as well.
Jungle Hunter, yeah. Yeah, that Mezco. I need to get that Mezco blade. That's a good one.
I picked up this Mezco here recently too.
Ooh, wow.
Fun. Was that Frankie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Jeez.
Look at that. That's a custom. I bought a custom jacket for him.
Oh wow. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
it was-
posable too. Is that jacket posable or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got the bendy
Wires.
wire and everything.
Wire.
in it. Yeah. But this guy right here, I have him and Blade are posed together over there.
I like that. Yep,
So-
that's the way to go with that.
Yeah.
So speaking of, I know this is your big collector thing right here, Man Cave. You gonna get
Yeah.
this Mezco Power Rangers too?
I think I'm gonna stick with the Super 7 Ultimates on that.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. I just sometimes with certain characters, sometimes the soft goods doesn't necessarily work. And I just don't know there if
Yeah.
that does or not. That to me they look a little I
Migo.
remember them all a lot very skinny and agile looking.
Don't hate on Migo.
My bad.
They just look really stocky to me for some reason, you know. And
I think they're cooler an inch taller anyway.
yeah. I think Super 7's really nailed them in my opinion. I think they've done a good job in the price point. You know, $55. I wish it wasn't 55, but you know, it's still a pretty decent price point for today's standards for all you get in Ultimate figures, for all the different options and accessories, and
Yeah.
you know, it's probably a fantastic deal when you go comparison to like Legends. So
Oh, no doubt about that.
There you go. There's some Godzilla right there. Oh yeah,
That's your wave two right there.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, that Punisher was definitely not $1,000. I do think there is one version of that Mezco Punisher figure that goes for like $800-900 though. So
It's insane.
yeah, this one goes for about $250.
All right, who actually got their pre-order in for Serpentor?
Not me. I was working and I didn't realize that was going up that day.
I got it in.
All right,
Later,
Flame
bro.
Master, be good.
All right, Flame Master G. Hey, I'll be
Oh.
up. I'll be up in a couple weeks.
I'm
Nice.
coming by for some grub.
Oh yeah.
So mine is shipping. My Serpentor is shipping, so I'm excited about that.
That's cool.
All right,
That's
so
something to
that
be
should
excited
hopefully
for.
be coming soon then. Because I know it's been arriving at some GameStops, at
Mm.
least in Canada.
Yeah,
Canada,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Mega J, I think got his. I haven't had a chance to watch.
Yeah, that's exactly where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good. Creeping. Oh, there you go. That's the bazooka I want.
That's
That
the
is the bazooka. I want, yes.
That bazooka and that shipwreck, man.
Yes.
Those are nice.
Only ones that matter right there. Yeah.
Yeah. The torpedo looks good, but bazooka and shipwreck. I am good with those two right there.
Those are a must for sure.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like I'll see this and I'm just like those. I would definitely need to have those, but I so badly want an army build with them, and I don't like necessarily see that happening anymore. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm just I'm so torn with this line. It's a line that's just frustrated me to get to the point we're at now. It's been so frustrating.
Yeah.
And they're still just not on shelves hardly, except for the movie.
No, I know. It's not an enjoyable line to collect. The figures are nice, but it's still not enjoyable to collect.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, you say Sentry, you say that a lot on your videos when that comes up, and you're right, man. It's great, but then it's like, man, where's it at? I need more. You know?
Yeah.
It's just it's not fun.
No.
So let's go back to frustration on Hasbro again, because there's your comparison between the original and the new, which is awesome upgrade. But the fact that this was the one that we all spent the $100 and whatever dollars on. I know ManCave got his canceled when he found the other one. But you got Mojo here, and what is Hasbro doing? Why are you releasing something within the same year, the same exact figure?
No idea.
It's interesting. Have you guys seen the Mojo on the shelves?
No.
You did.
No.
Well, I did, but I think I was the first guy in the country. Well, the second guy. The first guy took a picture in Target.
Nope, just say it. You're the first one.
And then we did.
I don't think I ever saw it. I don't think I've seen it.
I see it. I see him every time I go out.
Oh,
We
you
have-
do?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It hasn't hit my area yet, I don't think, because I have
No.
not seen it. I don't think one time.
It's weird how that works, though.
Yeah.
You know.
It is.
Yeah, you would think somewhere like a New York, you'd think they'd just be stocked everywhere. You know?
Right.
I mean, everything else, getting everything else, but.
I definitely like the paint apps on
Trevor-
the $150 version on the
Trevor's right.
the 3-pack.
Oh yeah.
But you know, to me, I like the single carded long shot that's coming better. And
Yeah.
you know, so to me, it just made sense to get the deluxe version and the single carded long shot versus the 3-pack.
I will say that that's the speedball that's out is actually really nice.
Speedball looks good, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really good.
Isn't that who started Civil War?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't that his claim to? That was kind of his claim.
No.
to fame?
That was Nitro.
Oh, it was Nitro. Yeah.
That wasn't. Was that?
No,
Yeah,
no.
Nitro blew up.
Well, he blew up, but didn't Speedball start this? Didn't he do something stupid that kind of started it?
I don't think so. I think it was just Nitro blowing up like he did.
I can't remember. I got to go look that up. I have to look that up.
Yeah, I thought I thought he was the cause of Civil War.
He did something on TV. They were filming like a TV show.
Or he either, if he didn't cause it, he definitely contributed. He helped cause it. Or
Yeah,
something.
because he ended up turning into Penance. Like, was it Penance? Yeah, he ended up turning up Penance later, where he had that suit that the only way he could control his powers was by like spiking himself.
Yeah, but I think he went in that suit because of his guilt for what he did with Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
I
did
believe.
something with the New Warriors, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some ambush or something went on. Some sort of weird.
Causing
hijinks went on to
causing motor to blow up. I think. I don't think he means motors. He mean
Nitro.
Nitro. Yeah. Yeah. I think he caused Nitro. Somehow he caused Nitro to blow up. Yeah. He was the cause of the Superhuman Registration Act. Yeah.
ManCave, how far are you going with this Hammond collection?
So mainly just the first 3 movies. So any characters, like I'll get Robert Muldoon and what's Samuel L. Jackson's name? What's his name? I've got the legacy version of him.
That was Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? I'm not. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll pick up probably all the dinosaurs and then pretty much the characters you see up, the humans you see up top there. That'll be.
Did you get that Donutosaurus, the 5-foot long one?
The Dragnot or whatever.
Yeah, I call him Donutosaurus.
Yeah,
man.
I can't.
You could put a dozen donuts on that guy's neck.
I did not. I was wanting to use the 25% off, but I hadn't been able to find him when that's been running. So
well, that's a pretty good looking Ray Arnold too.
There you go, Ray Arnold.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ray Arnold. There
Ray
it is.
That's
Nice,
a pretty
nice
good
call
looking,
there, Century.
Way off.
I don't.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it. I seen it open up in person. That dinosaur is amazing. It's huge.
Yeah.
Now you were going to pick it up that day. You didn't get it.
I grabbed it, but then it's like I took it back.
So
There it is.
Mars bars. So yeah, New Warriors, but didn't Speedball like act with them? Didn't
Yes,
they, weren't they
I
part of
think
the ambush or something? He was
I
with
think
them.
he was the one that kind of led that ambush.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
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 Good call there, Mars Bars. Reference to Jurassic Park pick, that shotgun looks huge. That shotgun does look really big. It kind of makes him look like a kid.
Yeah, that's off of A10 right there.
I'm still waiting for that T-Rex Hammond to
Go on sale.
go on clearance. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a
All right.
nice. I love that, man.
Let's give a little acknowledgement to Kevin Conroy. He passed away this week.
yeah, very sad.
Very, very sad. man.
Legend right there. Yeah,
One of the greatest cartoons of all time.
Of all time. Yep.
I would definitely say so.
Agreed.
Lots of good memories watching the animated series for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Well, with that, guys, we've been going for about 2 hours, and the man cave has got to get to bed. 4 o'clock comes really early.
It does. It does.
We'll kind of do our outros here. JB, start us off. Where can we find you?
You could find me JB's Toy Trunk on Instagram and on YouTube. And also, I think this Sunday I'm going to be getting on with Yukon Phil. He asked me to come on Sunday, so I'll be with him Sunday night and just hanging out and enjoying the ride. I will be in a couple weeks headed up to Charlotte area. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Charlotte area. They got a few stores up there and some good dudes. So probably head up there, hang out with some peeps, and maybe do a little toy shopping. So that's what's up. And thanks, guys, for the invite. And hope you guys are all taking care of yourself out there. Enjoy the ride in life, guys.
All right, Bud. Oleg?
You guys can find me at Mr. Sintastic Nerdy Collecting on YouTube and Oleg's Collecting on Instagram. Let's see. A couple weeks, the Jersey Geek is coming up to stay with me for an extended weekend. We're going to go do a big toy hunt. Going to cross some state lines, possibly. Going to go get Corey Feldman's autograph. It's going to be a good time.
Mouth? What?
That's going to be awesome right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be really cool. All right, Sentry.
Thanks to everybody that joined tonight. It was a great time. ManCave, thanks for hosting this. It's always fun chatting with you guys. SentriTMC on YouTube, _Sentry.TMC on Instagram. That's it.
Eddie.
All right, ZacJacDan.
That's it. ZacJacDan everywhere.
Nice and easy.
Thank you for hosting tonight, ManCave.
Absolutely, man. And
Thanks,
obviously to all our viewers and supporters, man, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. And we need to really get more consistent with these, so maybe going forward we can get back, get to doing these, once a month or something like that. And
I love the interaction. Everybody was very engaged in the audience. It was great.
Yeah, it was very cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. And until next time, see you later.
Bye, Lindsay.